Good morning, it's your gal pal Eve Eden. Happy Maniac Monday. How are all you maniacs out there doing today? Keep your mania under control, you maniacs. Hey, I'm a maniac too, so I know. Why am I making this video? Well, I'm going to put in the title, why, to get your attention. A couple of things, I want to talk about. Alright, and no, I'm not crazy. Well, we're all crazy in our own way. Just really depends on what narrative your people said you're crazy was okay. So your people says this crazy is okay. So when you see other people as crazy, then we say that's not okay. So that's why people call each other crazy, because the truth is we're all crazy in our own special way. With that said, I want to talk about knowing too much knowledge. I've been on a path of 6 years where something happened to me and I experienced something glorious, a morning star, a light, a huge light. I've died and I've came back. And there's certain things that I have knowledge about, and there's certain things I will talk about. And one thing I'm going to talk about today is I'm going to warn others about, be careful what you wish for one. And let me explain this to you guys, because this is what we all forget when we make a wish for something. We all forget that if we wish for something huge, there's a process that takes to get there. People think that wishes work like we see on TV, that a genie just comes out of the bottle, snaps your fingers, wiggles your nose, blinks your eyes, and boom, you have it. No, it doesn't work that way. Wishes in this reality work a lot different. Wishes do get granted if we follow the process, but the process is a son of a bitch. It's not easy, so be careful what you wish for. Because let me get back on track with this so I can explain it better to you guys. If I wished for 1,000 grams of gold, I'm just going to say something ridiculous, like 1,000 grams of gold, okay? That would have to be manifest physically in this realm. That would have to make sense for me, for my reality, and for anyone else looking in at my reality. It would have to make sense how I acquired that in some sort of way. So the process might take 2 years to get that 1,000 grams of gold. During that 2 years, here I am, I've made my wish, living my life, and we're not understanding that every day, what happens in our daily lives, everything that happens in our environment is manifesting towards that wish we made. And we're not understanding that because we're instant gratification individuals. That's what we've been taught, especially us Generation Xers, our baby boomer parents. I'm not blaming the baby boomers out there, so don't get all emotional, baby boomers. I'm not blaming you guys, but yeah, you guys gave us instant gratification only because you were trying to be the best parent that you could be. Because all of a sudden, we became a materialistic world. So baby boomers were like, great, we can just give our kids materialistic things as we start consumerism. That's when consumerism blew up in the 80s. So Generation Xers, we know. Okay, back on point. Blah, blah, blah. I ramble. Okay? But this is an important message, and this is something that everyone needs to understand. If you wish for something, then you have to understand that sometimes the things that go on in your daily life aren't going to happen for you, because if that were to happen for you, then that's going to prolong. Then, like, the astrals know, oh, well, she wished for that gold. If she goes in this direction, that's just going to take another year to get to that gold. So that's why things in life get in the way to prevent what we want. Like, maybe we really want to go visit another place, or maybe we want to date a certain person, or maybe we want to buy a new car. Or just maybe something happens and we're just like, fuck, what am I going to do? It's those things that happen when we have to make those decisions. It's something in the astrals telling us, no, remember what you wished for. Remember that huge, big, amazing wish that you manifested. That you spent years manifesting. You can't just take away years of manifestation to satisfy an instant gratification in our daily lives when we've made a big wish. We have to stay focused on the process. We have to stay focused on our wish because it's already been manifested. And everything in our lives is going towards that huge manifestation that we have manifested. We used our free will to manifest it. So our free will has already been in process. We've already used that free will. We can't double use our free will. I mean, we can. But our free will is going to collapse because the manifestation of our free will previously is too strong. Too strong. It's strong enough that it's not going to let anything else get in the way. Am I making sense? If this makes sense to you, then you know you're on this high level awareness of thinking. You are all knowing and all awareing. All awareing. That sounds funny. All awareing. Wow! I'm all awareing. Anyway, just be careful. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know the knowledge, then you got to be prepared for what's going to come with it. If you want better things in your life, then you can't sit around and bitch why your dating life isn't going right, or why why money isn't coming in fast enough. You manifested something, bitch. So own up to it. You wished for something, and now that manifestation's in place. All right, now the second thing I'm going to say is, for those of us that are on this different playing field, where we know a lot of knowledge. All right, I'm going to explain this to you guys because it makes it hard to live with the other humans that haven't had that switch go in their head. So those of us that are highly aware, we seem fucking crazy, and we seem like we're just fucking, people look at us and, God, that girl's fucking nuts, because you don't understand the playing field I'm on. I'm going to explain this in a metaphorical way, because we're all racing up a mountain. And I'm going to use a metaphor. The shoes are the knowledge. So we're racing up this mountain. And some of us find better shoes to put on that help us run faster. So here we are. We know where to start looking because we're getting all this knowledge. And the more knowledge you get, the better you get at finding it. Because you start knowing where to look. You start knowing where to pay attention. Because I'm telling you, your whole life, everything that the narrative has taught you has been everything that's taking us away from the direction we should really be going. So once you find these shoes, metaphorically shoes, and start running up this mountain, because we're all racing up it, the shoes take us faster. And then before you know it, we look back and we look around us and we're by ourselves. There's no one else around. Holy fuck. Mind-blowing. Because no one else sees these shoes. You know why? Because they're too busy complaining. How come Eve is further up the mountain? I hate her. And then I got people down the mountain throwing rocks up at me, making explosions, making dynamites to throw up at me. That's how it's working, people. Do you see? Am I making sense? Do you see how it's happening? When you find them knowledge and start putting on them faster shoes and going up the mountain, yeah, one, you're alone. You become alone. So you really have to like yourself. So if you don't like yourself, don't look for knowledge. Let me tell you that. Because if you can't stand yourself, I really don't know how long you could survive up that mountain by yourself. You really have to like yourself. Because you're going to have a lot of alone time. Because there ain't many people that are going to find those shoes. That knowledge, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, but because not many people are focused on finding it, it's a lonely path. It's a path that it's a path I found. It's a path, it's called the path that's less traveled. And that's the path that I started on. And then someone told me about another path. And that's how you find them shoes, because, you get on the path of the less traveled and someone will notice you. And they might tell you about another path. Hey, there's another path over there under those, hidden behind those bushes. If you lift them up, it is a path. It might look really scary and you have to be brave to go down it. And there will even be less people on that path than there is on this path. You feel me? I found that path and I found those shoes and it took me further up the mountain. And now I have to make choices. When we get up this high in the mountain, we have to really like ourselves. We have to be able to live with ourselves, and we have to be patient and trust the process. We have to understand what we wished for, and that our wish is at the top of that mountain, and that the only way we're going to get our wish is by trusting the process and continuing to climb the mountain and not worry and forget about everyone else down here. Just wait till the others rise, because there'll be other people that will find the path. It's just a path that's very sacred. It's not for everybody, because on this path, we're about love. On this path, we're about looking out for one another. On this path, we're about helping one another. This path is truly for the enlightened ones. All right? But be careful. I'm just warning you. Once you know that knowledge, your life is completely different. Everything changes. You seem different to everyone. People will even question, people will even question if you're even human anymore. You'll start to look different to everybody. People won't know you anymore. You won't have the same friends. You'll lose a lot of family members, and you'll have a lot of people talk about you. But let me tell you, it's worth it. If you don't, we have to break free if we want to leave this planet. It's part of it. Otherwise, we get stuck in a cycle of reincarnation on this slave planet. We're stuck on a slave planet. Our souls are enslaved here. Don't you see? We are the fallen ones. We fell here. And the only way to escape it is by being brave enough to find the knowledge possible yourself. People like me, we're on a mission. We can give hints and help other people. But the problem is let me start over. Too many people want to call us crazy. Oh, that Eve, she's so different. That's because the world isn't ready for me, all right? I'm the woman that's going to be normal 50 years from now, and I'm blazing the path for everyone else. So people are going to think people like me in 50 years. Trust me. I'm high up on that mountain, and I have a clear view. Because the higher you go, the more clear we can see. So that's what makes my head so able to really see what's going on out here. And that's why I'm not losing myself and going crazy. Oh, why don't I have friends? Why aren't there people around me? Why is everyone else living their best life? Oh, well, I know the truth. The truth is most people are miserable and depressed. And they're living a lie. And they're living in a fake system. And some of us chose to leave that. And that's what it is. But this is a warning. This is a warning. You got to be ready for it. Because knowing the knowledge is a whole different world. It's a whole different path. And it's not meant for everybody. You really have to be ready to escape this slave planet.